Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for being here. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm brand new here on YouTube. I'm here starting at the wheels today because as you can see, they're extremely unique. A little bit classic, a little bit futuristic, super modern, definitely expensive. And they just set this vehicle apart. This is a 23-inch monoblock Mercedes-AMG wheel. And it is forged. And what does forged mean? It means it is handmade out of one piece of material. And yes, expensive. But what I found especially interesting is that in Canada, this is a $2,000 option, these wheels. And in the US, this is a $5,450 US dollar option for this Mercedes-AMG GLS 63. Let me show you around. And here it is in obsidian black. Isn't it just beautiful? I love the body style because to me, this is the perfect 3-row SUV for families if you can afford it, because it is not cheap. But with these wheels and this body style, it just looks expensive, which it is, but it's also gorgeous. I'm not a huge fan of these running boards. I said that when I had the GLE. They're just kind of at a weird height, but it does have air suspension. So you could, just always have it set to be high, but I currently have it set to lower when you put it in park. You can also manually change it from the driver's seat and from the rear cargo area. Let me take you around and show you. Okay guys, let's take this beast for a drive. Yes, I said beast. It's a beautiful 6-seater family SUV, but it's also got a monster under the hood with a 4-liter V8 twin turbo plus electric motor, 603 horsepower, 627 pound-feet of torque. Can you hear it? I am just slowing down for a red light and you probably heard it downshift even. It is an absolute joy to drive. So obviously a lot of power, obviously no hesitation when merging onto the highway or needing to pass. Just listen to it. It sounds amazing. It even has a track pace option, so you could record your quarter mile if you were at a track. It has a dash cam, so you can record your drive, and it'll give you all sorts of information about the car during and after your closed track race if you want to take your family SUV to the track. I love all the driver assist features as well. This does have advanced adaptive cruise with stop and go, as well as, of course, lane keeping. It'll do turns for you on the highway. Of course, you're not supposed to take your hands off the steering wheel, and it will give you a warning if you do. But what's super cool is that if you have your adaptive cruise on and you turn on your signals to change lanes on the highway, it will change lanes for you. Yes, it does. I tested this with my husband. It was super cool. He'd never tried that before, so I had him turn on adaptive cruise at the speed limit and make sure traffic was clear and turn on the turn signal, and sure enough, it changed lanes for him, and he thought that was pretty wild because he's not experienced that before, although I have in another Mercedes-Benz. So all in all, a really, really great drive experience. Super comfortable, this seat. It just is so customizable to any driver position, and it's just really, really a fantastic drive, which I would expect no less of at this price point. A fantastic classic Mercedes front grille with the AMG badging on it. These are multi-beam LED headlamps that auto level, and they do that cool thing where when you turn on the car, they each turns coming on, and they do a little kind of a dance. There are those super unique wheels. It is a V8 with that bi-turbo 4MATIC Plus badging. That's the other thing I found really interesting. Yes, this has 4MATIC Plus, which is all-wheel drive. Sorry about the airplane noise. But I would fully expect a 3-row SUV to have all-wheel drive. But in the US, this does not come in the 4MATIC Plus. I thought that was really interesting. Definitely have snow and ice in the US too. Here in the rear, you have power window shades. I have to have the car on for that to work, but power window shades for your rear passengers, which you can even control from the driver's seat. You do have heated seats, power seats, an excellent Burmester sound system in here. And when you have the seat heater on, this armrest is also heated, which is pretty luxurious for your second row passengers. It is 4-zone climate control with vents there, cup holders, and in the little cubby beneath, there's 2 USB-C chargers and a household outlet. It is a full Alcantara headliner with a huge pano sunroof, and these are gorgeous leather with Alcantara inserts in the seats. You'll notice you have ISOFIX or latch for infant car seats in all 4 rear seats. There's actually a lot of room in the 3rd row for your 3rd row passengers, and there's 4 USB-C chargers back there for them. There is speakers, but no vents back there. But it is incredibly comfortable, and those headrests do come down for visibility, but they are not power headrests. So with this 3rd row up and in use, you still have quite a bit of cargo space back here. Plus you have a tonneau cover, a spare, an emergency kit, and these are the power control buttons to lower the 2nd and 3rd row seats. And you will see here is the air suspension button, so that if you're back here and you're loading up some cargo or unloading cargo, you just press that button and it will lower the vehicle. I think it's already set to the lowest setting at the moment. All right, we've got some wood accents throughout. I didn't mention that on the 3rd row, but there is some on the rear passenger doors as well. Memory seating, but you'll see something really cool in here yet. Power adjustable seats, heated seats, ventilated seats, and you can even control the passengers, your passenger's seat if they cannot. And then you, as I mentioned already, you can power the rear window shades from the driver's seat as well. A cargo liftgate button, metal pedals, which are always enjoyable, and a beautiful sport leather steering wheel with the AMG badging on it. One huge screen for infotainment and digital cluster. Let's get in and show you. Also, we see here the power steering wheel adjustment, as well as the heated steering wheel switch and your paddle shifters. Start button is down here, and your auto start stop button is right beside it. So this is wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but you do have wireless charging. These cup holders are pretty cool because they are heated and cooled, keeping my smoothie nice and cool. I like the tactile buttons for climate control. Those are always the easiest and quickest way to change your climate. Full touch screen with gesture sensing ability, track pace, which I'll talk a little bit about while I'm driving, and performance settings. I wanted to show you some of the comfort. So you've got all your safety settings in here. You can turn things on, turn them off, set them to your liking. I wanted to show you the comfort because I've shown you the ambient lighting before in a Mercedes-Benz, which is cool because you can change it to all different colors, and it is quite beautiful in a Mercedes-Benz. But just look at this. massage, not just any massage. You've got 8 different kinds of massage. I tried out the wave massage. I'm gonna have to try a couple of the other ones yet before I return this beauty. It's just so cool to have that. Oh, the other thing I like, okay, so we also have seat kinetics and bolster settings, seat heating balance, but there was another setting I discovered yesterday that automatic seat adjustment. This is so cool. It is right now set to 5'1" because that is my height. But if someone else was to get in this car that had never been in it before and you don't have your memory seating set, you can put in their height and it will automatically adjust both the steering wheel and the full seat to their height. And if you want to see that in action, it is on my TikTok. I did it for myself at 5'1" and it adjusted from my husband's driving position to mine. Again, with the fully digital Mercedes-Benz and for instrument gauge cluster. I've shown you guys this before, but it is all controlled by these little track pads here. You can fully customize every single part of this gauge cluster to be exactly the way you want it to look. And then when you get in, it will always, sorry, this one controls that actually, but when you get in the car, it will always look exactly the way you want it to look. You can just set it and forget it, but I just love how customizable it is. I love to play around with it. I also like to change between the different designs just to get a different sort of feeling. See, I just changed it to sport from super sport. It's just really super cool the way you can customize it. And again, with this AMG badging, the flat steering wheel, nice leather, perfect feel. I love the way an AMG leather steering wheel feels. And of course, we can control the infotainment from this trackpad as well, but I do not. Our drive modes, let's talk about drive modes for a sec. So we've got individual, comfort, sport, and sport plus. Can you hear the exhaust change? I do love the way it sounds in sport. I love the way it feels. And of course, because we have 4MATIC Plus, we've got sand, trail, and slippery as well. It also adjusts the suspension as soon as you put it in the different settings. So Sport Plus would be at the bottom. It would move the vehicle down. And right now it's moving the vehicle up to +1 because I've told it we are going to be driving in sand. So it's very cool the way the car adjusts the drive modes and suspension for what you're telling it to. You can also adjust the suspension right here, exhaust note and suspension feeling here as well. So this is the height, the air suspension, the height of the vehicle, and then this is the feel of the suspension and the exhaust. Plus you've got a really good size cubby here with another USB-C. All right, you guys, what do you think so far? All of this luxury is amazing and the drive is amazing, and I love so many things about this AMG GLS 63. But what about the price? I know I already mentioned a couple times expensive. I know I already hinted that, you know, you get what you pay for and so on. But really, how much does this cost? Well, this GLS 63 will set you back a starting price of 160,900 Canadian dollars or 132,200 US dollars. But of course this one has options like those beautiful monoblock wheels. Love them or hate them, they are beautiful. It's got those wheels, it's got the tech package, it's got captain's chairs, so the 6-seat configuration that does cost extra. The night package with that ambient lighting, a puddle light, and so on. The dash cam, track pace, etc. So what will this one set you back? This one, as tested, will set you back 167,700 Canadian dollars or 142,955 US dollars. What I will say is interesting, again, I know I mentioned it already, but if I'm buying a 3-row SUV that tows up to 7,700 pounds, I want all-wheel drive. So I found it really kind of weird that in the US you can't get the 4MATIC Plus. So, and that is the standard here in Canada. You cannot get this without 4MATIC Plus. So I'd want all-wheel drive if I'm buying a 3-row SUV that's towing, that's hauling my family, that is performance focused, but still my family hauler. I want all-wheel drive, especially here in Canada, and maybe that's why they do that. But I like to have my all-wheel drive for those bad weather days that we all get, whether we're here on the West Coast or not. It just makes me have some peace of mind. What do you think? Leave me a comment. Thanks for being here, and do please subscribe.